Welcome to the Drama-Free Living Podcast. The question today is, who's controlling your happiness? Good question, hey?
It's a very good question.
I think we got to realize that relationships can't meet all of our needs.
No.
And sometimes we kind of let people sort of control our happiness. And there's this idea that I've been running around with in my head that I really create my own happiness. And almost that happiness is not the destination. I already have happiness or I already have joy. And how do I expand more joy? How do I expand the happiness that I already have? Because I think when you make it the destination, that's where you get into a lot of funky behaviors.
It absolutely is. And oftentimes we try to have other people meet our needs and try to find other things to fulfill those needs of happiness and fulfill those needs that are in our lives. And when we're always looking outside of ourselves to have those needs fulfilled, we oftentimes end up being unfulfilled because we can't rely on other people and other things to always be meeting our needs.
Well, and I think when it's outside of ourselves, then we don't have any control over it. Mm-hmm. It's almost a scarcity mindset. And it's this whole idea, if we're not careful, we allow circumstances or other people really define what happiness is to you and really sort of control your happiness. And here's a great question, Lisa, is who can tell you what happiness is for you?
Yeah, that's a great question.
And we can't allow other people to just say, hey, this will make you happy. Well, how do you know that? You don't know me.
Yeah, you don't know what will make me happy.
Yeah.
You can think you can judge on your experience with me, what can make me happy, but you don't live inside my body.
And only you know your own experiences. And so it's this whole idea, don't let other people control your happiness. You define what it is for you and then sort of have this journey of how do I continue to expand it? How do I continue to expand my joy so that I'm joyful today and boy, tomorrow I'm going to be even more joyful. And the next after that, I'm going to be even more joyful. And you can decide what that is. You sort of take back control of your life and really understand that nobody can meet your needs. You got to get them met in a healthy way before anything else.
Absolutely.
So Lisa, our first thought that when we kind of talked about this is really kind of defining even what needs are.
Absolutely. So needs defined is something that's essential to live a healthy and satisfied life.
Okay.
So these are the questions.
Yeah.
So if I don't get this, what will be the result?
Oh, that's a great question.
Or is this something I can live without? Or is this something that I need in order to be satisfied? And really identifying truly when it gets down to the core, is this something that I cannot live without?
Well, it's fascinating. Say those questions again, because I think we're going to put those in the show notes.
If I don't get this, what will be the result?
So if I don't get this, whatever this is, what will be the result?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Is this something I can live without?
Now, that's a great question. A lot of people say, no, I can't live without it, but really?
But can you truly live without it?
Right.
Is this something that I need in order to be satisfied?
Fascinating. So what do you need to be – and only you know what you need to be satisfied. So really defining what these needs are is kind of the first step. And then you and I were talking about like the difference between needs and feelings. And sometimes I get confused, truly.
Okay. Well, the reason you get confused is it's very deep. And there are – typically 3 different levels.
And notice you take all the deep topics and I take all the shallow topics. Have you noticed that's how it is here on the podcast?
Not quite. But so there's Maslow's pyramid. And Maslow's pyramid distinguishes between different needs.
Yeah.
So we've got our basic needs, we've got our psychological needs, and we've got our self-fulfillment needs.
Okay.
Now, our basic needs are things such as food and water, their safety, their shelter. These are basic needs to keep our human body alive. Then the next level of needs on this pyramid is the psychological needs. The psychological needs are things like love, esteem, relationships, and connection.
Yeah.
And those are also needs. And then the third level in the pyramid is the self-fulfillment needs. Now, these are am I accomplishing everything I was designed to? Am I achieving my potential? Am I reaching further than I could reach before? And these are the self-fulfillment needs. And these are all needs, but there are different levels to them. And that's where the difference between feelings and needs get kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
Is needs are basic needs, psychological needs, and self-fulfillment needs. Now, you have to have your basic needs to live.
Right.
Your psychological needs, yes, those are important. They're important for happiness. They're important for fulfillment. But they're they're a little bit negotiable. You need relationships, but I don't necessarily need to have a relationship with this person. I could have a relationship with this person instead. Or you don't choose your family chooses you. You can have family, but does it have to be biological family, or can it be more of a family that you create and develop because your biological family isn't meeting those relational family needs? And then there's the self-fulfillment need. And that is gets even more into feelings. And am I reaching my potential? Am I fulfilling everything that is in my heart to fulfill?
Well, it goes back to a little bit this iceberg concept that we teach a lot of times, is that I have these needs, and then these needs have to filter through my values, beliefs, my thinking, and my feeling to kind of create the behavior. But at the core, it's my needs. And so it's almost this idea of I have needs which create thoughts, and those thoughts create feelings, and those feelings create the behaviors that generate the results. But at the core are these needs. And we've taught for many years that drama is simply a tragic expression of an unmet need.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating about these different needs is there's a book that we read that our son had recommended, Nonviolent Communication.
Yeah, fantastic book. And we'll put it in the show notes for you.
And it talks about some of these different needs and the levels that they are at, and some of the needs that are psychological, and ways to be able to get your needs met in a nonviolent way, in a way that
doesn't take it from somebody else or isn't
absolutely
aggressive with somebody else.
Yes, it doesn't suck it from someone else to fulfill your need.
Wow.
Where everyone becomes a win-win in their communication and fulfilling their needs.
Yeah, it's almost like just because I get a need met does not mean I've taken that need from you.
Right. And that's an important concept to understand.
Yeah, because a lot of people think like it's win-lose, but it's really win-win. I can have my needs met, you can have your needs met. It's not one of us is at a loss.
And it's not a tie either.
Yeah, it's a fascinating idea. It's really an abundance mindset as we kind of just think through it. So defining what these needs are, and then kind of knowing that, I think that's real important. Know the difference between this is a need and this is a feeling, right? The needs do produce a feeling.
Yeah.
But going back to, hey, this is what I need. And at least what's fascinating, I think, for me is that your needs are very unique.
They are very unique.
Because we're all unique individuals. We have unique passions and gifts and skills and knowledge and temperaments, and all of those kind of wrapped together sort of frame the needs that we really need to have, the needs that we have that really drive us.
And these are the needs that we're not talking these basic needs.
Right.
We're talking the psychological needs and the self-fulfillment needs.
Well, and it's almost like even in our business. I mean, you need certain things and I need certain things, and they're very different. They're very unique. It's the same with team members. Team members have different needs, and we can't have this idea of just because I have this need, oh, you must have this need too.
That's true, because just because I have this need doesn't mean that everyone else has the same need. It's my superpower is my superpower, but that means that it's probably not your superpower. So if I have this need, it's highly likely you do not have it.
Well, I know as we continue to grow our business, one of my needs is this idea of progress.
Yes.
And so the question I always ask is like, I wonder how far we could go. Oh, hey, we did this. I wonder if we doubled that. I wonder if we 10x'd that. I wonder what would that look like? But that's kind of driven out of that need for progress. And I have to realize not all of our team has that same need.
And the downside of that is thinking and focusing on, okay, how far could I go, without celebrating, look at how far I came.
Yeah.
And then you can come into the situation with a deficit of, man, I'm not where I want to be, and the horizon is still so far off, rather than highlighting and celebrating, wow, look at how far I've come. I wonder how much farther I can go.
Yeah, and it really is just a different need, almost like a need mindset. It's like I have this need, so it creates this mindset. So, Lisa, let's walk through a particular tool we have. It's called When Dealing with Me.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great tool. So we just did a leadership certification for a healthcare association. And what they told me is they said this was the tool that was the most helpful. So as they're developing their teams, building their teams, I went around to the 25 participants. It was a year-long certification program that we hosted with an association. And they said, Dennis, this tool, When Dealing with Me, was the most helpful in building our teams.
It's a shortcut in how to relate to another person and what their values and what is important to them.
Well, and it's almost sometimes like what their expectations are.
Yes.
And when I know not that I have to meet those expectations or meet that need, but at least if I know what it is, then we can have a conversation around it about how you can get that met in a healthy way.
Right. So one of the questions is, when dealing with me, honor.
Right. So if it's me, you have to honor my schedule. But that's different than you.
If it's me, you have to honor my peace.
Yeah.
And that's where we have conflict, because sometimes your schedule is so quick that it ruffles my sense of peace.
Right.
And so if I'm coming to you on your timeline and I'm approaching you, I need to honor your schedule. But if you're coming to me about something, then you really need to honor my peace and know when it's a good time to interrupt or to come in or to try not to push me to go faster if you're the one that's approaching me.
Yeah, and also it creates a lot of security, even like in our team, because our team knows if they want Dennis's attention, just put yourself on my calendar.
And this isn't a tool to use against other people saying, hey, you didn't honor my schedule, so you didn't approach me correctly. It's an opportunity to say, we did this when dealing with me sheet, and when dealing with me, please be aware of my schedule. And if you need more in-depth information, here's the sheet, and this will just help us have more effective, more efficient, more peaceful communication.
Yeah, and I love it when team members do it because I know how to approach them to get the best results. I know how to modify my approach. And I think that's the key, is that learning to modify your approach to get your needs met, not to have this tragic expression, not to get mad or angry or outbursts of wrath because, oh my gosh, your need didn't get met, right? Because that drama is just a tragic expression of an unmet need. You don't know how to get the need met, so you're going to try to play the blame game or play the victim or all these different fun roles that we see in the workplace.
And I'm going to modulate my approach to you to have your need be met because we want to be more efficient as a team.
Yeah.
We want to move this project along into the next phase of development. And so if we approach each other intentionally, we can be most effective and honor each other in a better way. And then it just creates a better culture.
Absolutely. So the next one, Lisa, is when coming to discuss a problem or solution with me, you need to – and so for me, it's you need to bring some ideas along with me, along to the table, right? I don't want you just to come and say, here's a problem. What do you want to do?
And I like to phrase it like this. When coming to discuss a problem or solution with me, I need. So when coming to discuss a problem or solution with me, I need details because if you're discussing a problem or solution with me, I'm going to need the information to be able to work through the situation. For you, if it were you, when coming to discuss a problem or solution with me, I need
I need some action plans, some ideas. I need your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so it's a great way. The next one I thought was great is if you want my support, I need, and really I just need you to ask me. Don't beat around the bush or just straight out ask me. And then because sometimes I have to be hit upside the head. I just don't understand some of the nuances.
Well, and with that, sometimes you think you're giving me support, but you actually aren't giving me support in the way that I need it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that was really helpful is this idea, the most common ways one can ensure they won't receive the support from me is to
rush me.
Is for me is to play the victim. Right. And this is where we're different. I know if I rush you, it's not going to get the support.
Right.
And if you just sort of roll over and make excuses or just play helpless, then I'm not going to, want to support that.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
And then the key to gaining my trust and respect is honestly, for me, the key to gaining my trust and respect is to show honor and respect for those around me.
Mine is to be transparent with me. And just tell me the truth. Even if I don't like it, or tell me.
I'm wondering if that's actually true.
Yeah, I think so. Tell me the truth. I might not like it in the beginning.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. Well, you have my ultimate trust and respect.
There you go. That's true.
That is it. The next one, to ensure success in interacting with me, I need – so what do you need to ensure success interacting with you?
I need space to be able to have the interaction. Space in time and space in emotion to be able to have that interaction.
Yeah, I need you to just own your own stuff, to just be responsible and own your own stuff. And we can get along great.
And what do you need?
That's what I need.
You need to own your own stuff.
I need to own my own stuff. Yeah. This was maybe one of the most powerful ones that kind of really creates a great conversation is my vision of coworkers effectively interacting with each other includes
collaboration. Yeah. A good space for idea exchange, collaboration, and open communication.
Yeah, I think mine is creative dialogue, is that we can have the conflict. And when I say conflict, right, it's that debate.
Difference of opinion.
Difference of opinion. And then we all come to like a resolution. Not that we have to have consensus, but boom, it's like we just come to a resolution and then we just create some action steps.
Absolutely.
And so isn't it fascinating? Even you and I, and we live together, we've been married, we run the business together, we've been together for 32 years, and we have such varying needs.
We do. We do. And when we work together, we have different needs than we do when we're living life together and doing family together. And we approach each other. We have to approach each other differently for us to have a really fun time when we're on our off time.
Yeah.
I have different needs. I don't necessarily have to be approached so much with peace and time. For me, it's more relate with relationalism or fun or enjoyment. But it's all wraps around the same thing. But when I've got my work hat on, I am different, and you deal with me differently because when I'm in the work environment, I'm a lot more task focused and task oriented, and so that's why I really need my details. Yeah. And unless we're in a creative strategy time, and then that's when I need that collaborative environment. But this, when dealing with me, helps me figure out, okay, wait a minute, what is it that I truly need? And then to be able to communicate it to you. And I love it that you did that with the group there. Well,
and Lisa, one thing I think it's real important to mention is to be careful not to put your needs on other people. This is a great example is during a free day, what I need for my brain is to be totally disconnected. And so but I have team members that they will still check their email on free days. They would answer a phone call. And I used to be really frustrated.
And you would call them out on, hey, don't check your email or don't check your
because
phone
I want their
on a
brain.
free day.
I want them to have the same freedom I have, but they have different needs. And I can't put my needs on top of them.
Mm-hmm. Because for you, when a team member, when you check email or you check Slack on a free day, it puts you back into work mode. It takes you out of relaxation mode, and it causes you to gear up into work environment so you can't step back and have fun. But we have other team members that for them, if they don't check Slack or if they don't get on their email, then it causes them to stress and be concerned because they think there's an open loop in my head and I need to close it so I can have fun. I need to confirm that it is closed. And for you, it's completely opposite because if we bring something up, it opens that loop up.
Right. And then
and then it's never closed.
It's never closed. Well, and I think the key is don't assume you know what somebody's needs are.
And don't expect them to function the way you are.
Yeah, and don't expect them to have the same needs. And I think this idea, Lisa, of really getting clear on like recognizing your needs. Mm-hmm. And I know that feelings tend to be like an indicator. And so when turmoil arises, a great question is simply, okay, what do I need? Okay, there's turmoil in this situation. What do I need? I feel a little anxiety. What do I need? And almost this idea, learn to be a needs detective. Learn to be a needs detective on yourself.
So what's a needs detective?
Well, a needs detective asks that question when that turmoil arises. Okay, I wonder. It's almost playing Columbo. A blast from the past, right? But play Columbo on yourself. And you do this super well, maybe better than I do, is this whole idea of curiosity.
Yes.
You're a very curious person.
I am always asking, I wonder if, or I wonder why, or what if. And that's one of my core values of who I truly am as a person.
It's kind of your superpower.
It is. It's one of those things, if I were not curious, I would not be me.
Yeah. And now the thing about it is I'm never probably going to be as curious as you, but it's one thing that I've learned. is to be a needs detective with myself and go, okay, there's a turmoil. What do I need? Okay, I need this. Okay, well, how do I get that need met in a healthy way? Not to go, Lisa, I need this. You got to get this for me. You got to do this. Or you go to a team member, hey, I need this. And no, it's like, I need this. I need this certainty. Okay, how do I get this certainty met in a healthy way? Not demanding it from my team.
Now, if you did need certainty and you did need it from your team, how would you approach them?
Well, I would simply ask them, hey, could you help me? And that's a great coaching phrase. Can you help me? I have this open loop inside of my head. Can you let me know where this is about me? I'm not checking up on you. I'm not micromanaging you.
Yes.
It's like, hey, I have this need for certainty. Can you help me know where this is at?
Absolutely.
And when you frame it that way, people don't feel micromanaged. They're, oh, yeah, I can help you. Hey, yeah, let me provide that for you.
Absolutely. And that's fascinating because we were in a team meeting recently and you had asked for pretty much a checkup of, okay, so where are we at in this process? This is a project that we're working on.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Where's the project at? Could we update in our quarterly rocks? Could we update weekly? Okay, this week, this is where I'm at in the quarterly rock. This is where the situation is for each of our goals for the quarter. And one of our team members immediately went to that place of defensiveness of thinking, well,
why are you checking up on me?
Why do I need to do that? I'm very organized. I've shown my track record. I'm an excellent project manager and I don't need that. And then the light went on and you realized, it's not that I'm checking up on you. It's not that I need you to do this for me to make sure I'm getting my money's worth out of paying you.
Yeah.
It is because I have open loops in my head.
I need that certainty.
Exactly.
Can you help me with this?
I need this certainty. Can you help me with this? This would be a way that would help close my open loops. And just simply communicating that completely relieved this team member's needs. And the response was, oh, okay, I understand. I was assuming it was that you did not trust me or did not know that I was doing a good job.
And that's just a way for me just to own my own needs.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I need. Can you help me? Mm-hmm. And that's a great phrase to use with your team because what's great about can you help me? Everybody wants to help. Absolutely. It's actually a great way to coach up. Mm-hmm. Hey, can you help me with, because every great leader, they want to help. I mean, great leaders, they really do want to help. They want to, be an assist for their team. And so when my team member comes and says, hey, Dennis, I need this. Can you help me with this?
Okay, so I do have a statement about the can you help me with this?
Okay.
It can be used to manipulate. And your team will know when you're trying to use it to manipulate. So
don't manipulate.
So if I go into a meeting with a team member and I'm thinking, okay, I need them to be more efficient and I need them to get on the ball. They're behind on a project. I don't go into the meeting and say, hey, can you help me here? I just really feel like we're not on time with this. And can you help me understand where we're at in the project? And
well, Lisa, even if you're not watching by video, I can even see your eyes. You have a little kind of angry eyes and kind of your tone kind of changed, right? And hey, that's a great example of you're using the right words, but the tone and your facial expressions. I'm like, oh, I get this.
Well, it becomes passive aggressive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And passive aggressive is never efficient and it's never fun.
And so people feel you before they hear you. So get your own stuff straight. Okay, if you use it to try to manipulate or coerce people, don't do it. Okay.
Absolutely. So can you help me? I am having trouble. I have an open loop in my head and I'm feeling as though we're not meeting our quarterly goals and we're not on track, but I don't think that's right. Could you help me by?
Absolutely. And then it's my need gets met in a healthy way. And then this last idea, Lisa, is that relationship happiness is really learning to have a needs negotiation conversation, right? I need this. You need this. Yeah, I need some certainty here. I have some uncertainty here. I need this. And what do you need? Because as a leader, I really want to know what my team needs. Not that I can meet all their needs, but I do want to help them. I do want to serve them. And so what do they need? And then I have to be really clear on what do I need? Because a lot of times it's this gap between this is my unstated expectation and this is the reality need.
Yeah.
And I have this expectation, but nobody knows what it is, right? I have this need, but nobody knows what it is. And then here's the reality. And many times just the ability to share, hey, this is what I need from you. And what do you need from me? And just getting clear so that we can negotiate our needs and really so that everybody wins.
So when would you have a needs negotiation conversation? I mean, give an example. So maybe it's in the work. So I know you can do a needs negotiation conversation in the workplace, in family, in volunteer situations, but walk through.
Well, I think anytime there's turmoil, in some sense, there's a needs misalignment. And so you want to come back after the turmoil, go, okay, this happened. Hey, this is what I need moving forward. Okay, tell me what you need moving forward. How do we create a plan moving forward? So I think any turmoil in an experience is a great chance to go, hey, there's a needs misalignment, and then go after it there. And
that would be emotional turmoil, but it could also be tangible turmoil. Maybe a project didn't run smoothly.
It could be any kind of turmoil, emotional turmoil.
Or deadlines didn't get met.
Absolutely. Maybe almost any time it was an experience that you don't want to repeat. Anytime it was an experience that didn't go as planned, it wasn't an optimal experience. So anytime you don't have an optimal experience, I think that's a great time to step in and have a needs negotiation conversation.
So when you get to the end and I came in here at this level and you came in here at this level, and the discrepancy of where we each came in was too large for it to be an optimal experience, and it was maybe it had a negative tinge to it.
Yeah, possibly. So what we're going to do for people is we're going to be able to have them download When Dealing with Me. It's probably one of our most popular thinking exercises that we walk teams through, and we just want you to have it. So it'll be there in the show notes, and you can download it, take it, use it, and email us back. Let us know, hey, what worked? What did you enjoy about it? That would be very helpful for us as we continue to create new tools and create better ways to help you. So, Lisa, for you, big takeaway from today's conversation.
Big takeaway. I love the when dealing with me. And I know that we've done this unofficially with our team, but it would be a really good idea now that we have some new team members.
Oh, good idea.
To go ahead and do When Dealing with Me, because it lets each of us know this is my baseline and this is how I best function, because we all want to function at peak.
Yeah.
And so if I know how you function best at peak and how I function best at peak, possibly we can come in together on that and just make a difference.
That's awesome. I think for me, this whole idea of a needs detective, you're awesome at being curious, and I want to be more curious. I want to, as I go through my day, go, I wonder why I felt that way. I wonder why I said that. I wonder why that, and just get a little bit more curious. So I'm going to upgrade my curiosity.
Wow.
Wait till you see what happens. It's going to be amazing.
The new and improved upgraded curiosity, Dennis.
Here it is. So listen, download the Learn When Dealing with Me tool. That'll be your free gift. And we just want to bless you. And we'll see you next time on the Drama Free Living Podcast.